defense for the Eagles, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So being able to do that, that's a record achievement. And that's what defensive coordinators need to blitz. It reached that because they took their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D-lineman to make the play.
An early touch test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He's going to launch this deep for one.
Oh, I'm about to say, why didn't let me pick it up? Pump slate. That SFAC is supposed to turn on, man.
An early message that the secondary is going to be tested, because even though it felt incomplete, it almost felt like a warning shot to get things going.
It'll be 37 yards there, and it will be Eagles for 1st and 10.
Extremely, I feel like he can see more.
Hurts sets up to throw it. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And some space here. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days? And they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football. Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game. And we see a lot of big plays, as we just saw there.
On 2nd and 10, Hurts. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do, because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first. Sanders is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And, Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They are back over the 500 mark for the season. Got there with a win a week ago. Their second straight victory.
Well, they've definitely gotten better as this season has gone along. And from what I can tell, they know their roles. Everyone understands how they fit offensively, defensively. And this team now has an identity, and they're playing to it.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. And the ball is knocked out, and the Packers pick it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Well, he's not the starter coming in, getting his first carry off the bench. That's not the way to earn more carries.
You have to stay in the game, even if you're not on the field, right? Stay mentally sharp, stay ready. And above all, when you get into the game, hold on to the football. Don't let the other team have it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nakobe Dean able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Eagles are going to get the football here at their own 23. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
They start on the ground here. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. 2nd down, another shot for Jones. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Crosby is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Another run with Sanders. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. The Eagles at 6-4 now on the year. They've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On second and a couple. Hurts. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Packers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
All right, let's go ahead and just add it up here. Their last 3 drives, 2 fumbles and an interception. Somewhere, to paraphrase one of the great coaches of the NFL, they're asking on that sideline, what the heck is going on out there?
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Rodgers now on first down. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the Eagles are going to get it back here just past the 35. A nightmare of a first half for them. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree because...
And he loses the football the 2nd time. And this is going to be Packer football.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust.
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take the blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Troy Apke. And the Eagles are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Though that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Throwing is Hurts. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Another run here with Sanders. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Ooh, I like it.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, a give to Gainwell. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Here's Hurts to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to gallop the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. And some room to roam now. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 42 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he is not going to go anywhere. We're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. On play action, now Rodgers. And able to find Alan Lazard. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And now here's another interception. And the Eagles are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me, because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less.
He's got a man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Second and 5 now. Hurts. He'll drop this underneath for Gainwell. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Complete. Smith has it. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Hurts. He'll check this one down to Gainwell. Touchdown! Kenneth Gainwell. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Elliott good with a PAT. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. He will take this all the way. Touchdown. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Smith, the man in motion left. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. That one complete down the field to Smith. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, 59 yards. And the Eagles come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group, he's got a man, complete. And it's a Packers touchdown. Christian Watson becoming just the second player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Packers have cut it back within a score.
Hey, when you're thinking about your opening drive in the third quarter, you're thinking about exactly that, putting together a drive. But instead, what did we get?
Big pass downfield, touchdown. I thought, okay, I'm just sitting back in my chair. Let's get eased in, a couple runs. No, boom.
Yeah, forget the body blows, folks. Let's throw the big shot right now.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up second down. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
And this is caught by Watkins. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Down to about the 37. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Towards the end zone for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing is Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23. And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. But first down, Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And our game's had a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll run it with Jones. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. scoring the pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. In motion goes the tight end.
2nd down, back to Sanders.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
54 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. They'll go again with Sanders. Rashawn Gary that time through the line and getting the tackle for loss.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Up the middle, here's Sermon.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen...
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders,
his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here.
And my goodness, another interception. Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front...
Under pressure, and they got to him again. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score. And now here is another interception.
Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run with Sanders. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake in the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Eagles have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's got a man complete. There he goes left side. Touchdown, Packers. Allen Lazard, 75 yards. And the Packers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. With the football changing hands here as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, but also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Yeah, this is going to be an Eagles first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brand, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for Philadelphia, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Tennessee Titans come to town. Meanwhile, for Green Bay,